Alright, let's talk about something we all take for granted but rarely think deeply about: sunshine. How much do we actually need? And more importantly, why does it matter? I came across some fascinating research recently, and it completely changed how I think about stepping outside. Here's the thing: sunshine isn't just about getting a tan or boosting your mood. It's a critical part of our health, but it's also a double-edged sword. Personally, I think what makes this topic so interesting is how it balances benefits and risks. Too little sun, and you're at risk of vitamin D deficiency, which can lead to serious issues like rickets or osteomalacia. Too much, and you're looking at skin cancer or premature aging. It's a delicate dance, and one that's becoming even more complicated with climate change. Let's start with the benefits. Vitamin D is the big one. Rebecca Mason, a professor of physiology, points out that vitamin D helps regulate inflammation, fight off pathogens, and keep your immune system in check. What many people don't realize is that our bodies produce vitamin D when our skin is exposed to UVB rays from the sun. But here's the catch: the amount of UVB you get depends on the time of day, your skin type, and even where you live. For instance, if you're in a place like Melbourne during winter, you're out of luck. There's simply not enough UVB to make a difference. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Studies have shown that people who avoid the sun altogether have a higher mortality rate. One study of Swedish women found that those who got the least sun exposure had double the mortality rate compared to those who got the most. But, and this is crucial, sunbed use, which many people turn to as a substitute, actually increases your risk of cancer and overall mortality. So, it's not just about the sun, it's about how you get it. From my perspective, this raises a deeper question: how do we balance the need for sun with the risks? Mason recommends short, frequent bursts of sunshine, especially around midday when UVB levels are highest. For light-skinned people, a few minutes a day is often enough. But for those with darker skin, it's a different story. Melanin acts as a natural filter against UV rays, which is great for protection, but means you need more sun to produce the same amount of vitamin D. One study found that people with dark brown skin in the UK need around 25 minutes of midday sun in spring and summer to get adequate vitamin D. That's a huge difference, and it highlights why one-size-fits-all advice doesn't work. What this really suggests is that we need personalized guidelines. Australia and New Zealand are leading the way here, updating their sun exposure recommendations in 2024 to account for skin type and cancer risk. It's a step in the right direction, but it's also a reminder of how complex this issue is. Climate change is throwing another wrench into the mix, with warmer temperatures increasing UV radiation and skin cancer risks, especially in regions that weren't historically prepared for it. One thing that immediately stands out is how history repeats itself. In the 17th century, rickets became an epidemic in cities like London because coal smoke blocked UV rays. Today, we are seeing similar issues in places with limited sunlight, like the US and Canada, where vitamin D fortification in foods has become common. But even that has its risks. Too much vitamin D can lead to hypercalcemia, which damages bones, kidneys, and the heart. It's a fine line, and it's one we need to navigate carefully. If you take a step back and think about it, sunshine is both a necessity and a luxury. It's free, it's natural, and it's essential for our health, but it's also something we need to approach with caution. Personally, I've started paying more attention to my sun exposure, trying to get those short bursts of midday sun while being mindful of the risks. What about you? How do you balance the benefits and risks of sunshine? This raises a deeper question. As our climate changes and our lifestyles become more indoor-focused, how will our relationship with the sun evolve? Will we see more personalized health advice? Or will we rely more on supplements and artificial solutions? It's a thought-provoking topic, and one that I think deserves more attention. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear how you approach sun exposure and what you've learned along the way.